Let's talk a little bit about designing an ecosystem that actually makes sales online. So, we were having a call with a private client who manages other people's social media, and they're kind of in this weird challenge in business where they really want to grow. They've dialed in some results for their clients, and they have a roster of local businesses where they manage all of their social media, but they're kind of maxed out, right? They are wanting to acquire more and more clients for their business, but between their full time job as well as working with these clients and delivering services to these clients, we she's maxed out, right? She can't potentially take on more clients. So I want to cover an exercise that we kind of talked about with her. Hopefully, you guys will get some value from it, some takeaways from it, and realistically, you won't be able to scale your business or create leverage inside of your business unless you start thinking about this actual product process inside of your brand. Okay. And before I dive in, I will just leave this full exercise document in the comments. You can go ahead and take it. What we're actually going to be talking about on a deeper level is the middle first framework. Okay. Why your business won't scale. Now, scaling isn't necessarily my favorite terminology of the English language, but it's the reality of it, right? So you want to grow, but you're already maxed out. You're thinking adding a low ticket offer, generate leads, or maybe a high ticket backend to work with your best clients. But here's what actually usually ends up happening in most people's business. The middle is broken. Okay. No amount of back end offers or front end offers is going to fix a broken business inside of the middle. So, the reason that we gave this exercise to this client is because one, we need to really systemize the middle of their business, their core offer, their signature program. And then we can look at all the challenges and the roadblocks, and we can start dialing in their own operating procedures inside of the middle of their business, whether that's from a teaching standpoint as well as how they're actually running their own business standpoint. And then we can turn it into like self-paced courses or digital products or front-end offers. And then we can use that to then fuel people into a back-end system. For their specific service, it would be very easy to add supplementary traffic sources or other social media content, or like funnel builds or anything like that as they continue to grow for like upsells or order bumps. Growing or scaling your business, in my opinion, isn't always necessarily about acquiring more customers. It's how to actually get the customers you're already getting to pay you more money. Okay. We like to start with the middle offer, right? In your when I say middle, I mean your signature program, the main thing that you are selling. What is the main offer that you actually want to sell that you want to make money from? Okay. It could be a service, course, a program, coaching, done for you work, right? If this isn't running smoothly, nothing else will work. Okay. Couple questions you can ask yourself to audit your middle process. Can you explain the exact process step by step without missing anything? Does your process work the same way every time? Could someone else follow your process and get the same results? Like the exercise that we gave them on top of this was like, hey, you need to go out and you need to map your day to day of like what your actual process looks like. So that way we can start building some SOPs and an actual streamlined flow to actually follow inside of the business. So that way you can hand it off to like a hire or a team member or someone that you want to potentially, you know, do the work for you. You pay them, right? So like, but a lot of the like you have to put a little time into actually understanding what your process actually looks like. Like we're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall here. Like what is an actual step by step granular level what you do on a day-to-day basis to get your clients results. Okay, without that you can't like do anything. You definitely can't grow or hire or outsource or anything like that because you don't know how it works. Okay, so we need to document internally whether you use this for yourself or not. You need to document what that model actually looks like and what is a part of your process. Like where are your clients coming from? What happens after they buy? What's the process that gets them to buy? Like A to Z, like on like a granular level. Again, okay. Time questions. Do you know exactly how long each step takes? Can you deliver it without working nights and weekends? Could you take on 2 clients without working 2x hours? Right? Like we need to look at like how long it's actually taking you And I think it's very easy in the online business building space to just like wander around aimlessly and just do a ton of work. I know this has been a really big problem for some of our clients that go full time because like they have too much time now, right? So like you're doing a project that could have taken you 15 minutes and it's taking you 6 hours because you have 6 hours, right? Target questions. Uh, this is a big one, especially in any type of like service industry or competitive markets. We need to serve one specific type of client. Okay, we need to serve one specific person. Not like, I help online business owners make money. No, like who is that online business owner? What's the problem that they're in? What are they struggling with? What is the transformation that you provide that is different from everybody else in the market? Okay, it can't just be more of the vanilla generic same stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to get buried in a sea of people who have a bigger audience, more clout, more expertise, and will essentially just like rope in all of your sales, and you're going to struggle for crumbs. Okay, this is also a really big one in like the SaaS space right now. This is what everybody's talking about: create a SaaS, create a SaaS, create a SaaS, which is great. But it's like you have these big SaaS companies. What you actually need to do is potentially carve out uh, a SaaS company that is specific to one type of person. So I'll give you an example. You have two email marketing tools. One email marketing tool, number one, is for everybody. It's for everybody who wants to, send emails online. Email marketing tool email marketing number tool number two is for online business owners who sell $500 digital products. One avatar, one person, one mechanism to help them get to the transformation, right? That's how you start to carve out authority in different spaces because you package your products, your courses, your mentorship, your services to somebody very specific. It's like if also like the agency side of business, if you're building like a digital marketing agency where you sell content or marketing as a service, it would probably be advantageous to pick a single type of business because then it becomes repeatable. The content you're using, the marketing you're using, the systems and the lead flow and the operating systems and all these things that you end up building are transferable across businesses across the country versus like you're working with a restaurant and a car detailer and a fitness coach and all these different businesses. Like pick one avatar, one type of business that you're potentially trying to serve, not everybody. Okay. Can you reuse as I was saying? Yeah, you can reuse content. Do all your clients have similar problems or and do they need similar solutions? Like as an example, we need to start reducing the amount of bandwidth it takes you to get your clients results. So that is a byproduct of you throttling who your products are for. Okay, so that way you're not spread super thin. Like you're trying to work on a funnel for a wine vineyard, and then you're trying to work on a funnel for an online coach. Like it's two completely different buying intents and intentions of how you would potentially build out the process. So you want to actually, pick a business, and I would go B2B, business to business, right? Like I would target businesses, especially if you guys are trying to like make money online, build brands and stuff. Like business to consumer is dime a dozen. And again, I know this might not be applicable, but this is essentially how we're talking to a client and showing them how to look at their own business. Create a streamlined process for them to actually start scaling their social media marketing agency where they potentially work with clients. Not potentially, they do work with clients and they post content for them. They get paid monthly retainers, and they're trying to acquire more customers without, burning themselves into the ground. Okay. Repetition questions. Are you answering the same questions over and over again? Do prospects need multiple calls to understand what you do? This isn't necessarily relevant. I don't do calls, haven't done calls in years. Some people still take calls, which obviously it works. Are you repeating the same onboarding info for every client? So if this is the case, like you acquire a client and then you run through the exact same process over and over and over again, then we need to start systemizing that. Like get them to answer all the questions that you're asking them on the call before they even get to the kickoff call, right? Like we gotta like look at different energy leaks and ways that there's like leaking bottlenecks in the business, right? You will eventually become the bottleneck in your business. So this is realistically an exercise to help you guys get aware of all of that stuff. Okay. Scalability questions. Could you hand off parts of your process to someone else? This is what I was talking about earlier. We can't do this unless we're clear on the process or the model we're using. It's funny because we actually talked about this morning on a coaching call with clients today. This with a group call that like how can we start passing off certain parts of the business, start removing parts of this business. Like for this specific client that I'm using in this example, they're a social media marketing manager, right? So they post content for all these companies and they do all the marketing for these companies. That's a very easy thing to start outsourcing. It's like, hey, you send us the videos, I build out the creatives, I hand off the creatives to, a VA who ends up uh, producing and scheduling and posting all the content for me, right? It's also becomes a more efficient use of your time if instead of trying to wear 1,000 different hats inside of your business, like the example I made this morning was like, let's say you run a roofing company, and you can go land $80,000 deals, selling roofs to companies, and you're selling roofs and then you're installing shingles on the roof. It's like it would be a better use of your time to literally just hire somebody for $25, $30 an hour to put the shingles on the roof while you go make more sales. But a lot of online business owners don't look at the same, they don't look at their business through the same lens, right? Um, do you have written SOPs for your main tasks? What I was talking about. You need to start building out documentation and processes for your own business. Okay, what does it look like? What is the process of editing a video? What is the process of posting a TikTok? What is the process of doing A, B, and C in your business? What is the onboarding process that you take from somebody when they pay you to getting into your support channels and then scheduling kickoff calls? What does that actually look like on a deeper level? Okay, like that we need to get clear on all of that. Number 3, could your business run for a week without you? This is a big one. Honestly, for me, I'm not even there yet, so I need to work on this myself, right? Okay. The framework, 3 layers, 1 order. Okay. Once your middle is clean, you can build in both directions, but the order matters. Layer number 1, your middle, your core offer first. This is where you start always. Okay. So this is like 3-layer implementation. You need to have your signature offer, and realistically, you want to be selling your signature offer consistently before you even think about uh, adding anything on the front or the back. Okay. What it looks like, your main service, program, or course, the thing that makes you money right now, what you're known for. Okay. So we run, like, my signature program for years has been Group Juice, showing people how to turn groups, online communities into sales machines. Okay. That's what I've done since 2021. Okay. It was with Facebook. Now I do school. It's been the core focus of my business for years. Okay. It's an offer that's sold, I don't know, 800 plus times at $1,000. Okay. Um, but what you need to have this dialed in. Okay. Your exact process documented step by step. Your target market, one specific type of client, your delivery method, consistent, repeatable, scalable. Okay. Your common questions captured into a workshop or frequently asked questions, ideally a workshop. Um, and what I mean by workshop is like some type of little mini masterclass inside of your own community where you could potentially, you know, remove yourself from calls or answering the same questions 24/7. That's what our model looks like. Obviously, if you don't want to use communities and stuff like that, you don't have to use that, but that's what we do. And it's what has worked really well for us. So that actually ends up looking like, you know, I craft my signature offer right here. Okay. And then I go down here and then I create a free group that solves all the problems that my audience is having before they even need my offer. And then inside of that group, I put a little workshop. Okay. And then it ends up just going like this to my offer. Okay. So it just ends up going like that. That's what the flow of the business looks like. So I start with the offer first because I know uh, this is what I'm selling. This is how I'm transacting sales. This is what I actually want to make money with. This is where I'm going to serve my clients. Then I turn around and get clear on like, okay, what are all the pre-problems that they're going to potentially have before they actually need my offer? Okay, what are the objections? What are the limiting beliefs? Who are they, right? Like getting clear on all of that. And then I put together a little workshop that answers all of those for me. And then it invites them to chat about my actual offer up here, right? And that's kind of like a very messy drawing on my screen of the model that I've potentially ran for many years at this point. Okay. Um, Common questions. Yes, your time blocks, batch tasks, eliminate chaos. This is something that I've done a lot this year. This has been like one of my biggest lifesavers. It's been so great for my headspace online. I'm systemizing the front of my content, which is going to open up more bandwidth to work deeper with clients, serve clients, do more long form videos like this. So maybe that way, one day after 20,000 videos, I'll stop stroking out and stumbling all over my words. Probably not, but we'll get there. Maybe never. Um, so, uh, but I'm batching a lot of tasks, right? So if you look at my calendar right now, this is what my potential calendar looks like right now. As far as like on my batching tasks, so it's taking me about less than 90 minutes a day to actually start to maintain all of the marketing in my business, which is absolutely awesome. So you have all these purple boxes up here. Is like Monday, I'm like top doing research for content. Tuesday, I have a coaching call at 12 p.m. EST. Wednesday, I'm scheduling or static. I'm creating all of my static content, my Facebook profile posts, my Instagram posts, and then on Thursdays, I'm actually scheduling all of that content, and then Fridays, I'm doing a weekly live. Saturday, I'm editing that weekly live and turning it into all my reels, and then on Sunday, I'm scheduling all of my reels. Now, obviously, I could move these into different buckets like this if I wanted. I could do potentially 2 tasks in one, like edit and cut all into reels, and I could schedule them all on the same day, right? But I prefer to work smaller amounts of time, 7 days a week, because I'm weird like that, than instead of like, working 97 hours per day. Okay. So that's kind of what my calendar is looking like, and what I mean by batch creating of tasks, which would be a little different depending on your actual unique business. Okay. Okay, and then layer number 2, we start building backwards to a low ticket front end. Now, the goal of this isn't necessarily to make a bunch of money. This is to have a offer or an introductory offer that gets people ready for this. Okay, it will be a little bit different from your potential workshop that you put in your group. But think like DIY templates, courses, workshops, self-paced frameworks. You're taking your documented processes and essentially selling them. So the one thing that we actually told this client is like, hey, if you build out all these SOPs for like posting content and marketing for, bridal venues and all these types of companies that you have as clients, like we could just turn those into templates that you can give away to other agencies or sell to other agencies. Like, hey, if you run an agency where you post content for local businesses, I want to give you my top 5 SOPs to hire a VA that will actually start posting all your content for you. Right? So we're taking a process that are actually doing inside of their own business and turning that into a product. Right? So that those are really good low ticket. And again, I'm not going to run through all these verbatim, but you guys will have this document below. The front low ticket offer isn't for to do it for them, which this is what a lot of the market doesn't tell you, especially in like the online business building space. Like low ticket products aren't meant to be the end. It's like the starting point. It's like, I'll never forget, there was a very popular program in the market that was $7, and everybody was like, well, how come I haven't made all this money from the $7 program? And like the $7 program was to like help you decide if you even wanted to build a business or not. Right? It's not very in depth. And I'm not saying to like go give out garbage, but it's not the point, right? You're selling the same frameworks, like you're selling the roadmap, access to your system without you doing it for them, right? So let's say I do a service and I post content for clients. I can just turn a front end product into, what a self-paced program that shows them how I do it. I don't actually do it for them, right? But then you'll also have some people that are like, well, just do it for me. Okay. And then build forward. So layer number 3 is a high ticket backend. Only do this once layers 1 and 2 are working. What this looks like: VIP days, a done for you intensive, white glove service, high touch consulting. Why it works: you're taking the same process and adding more speed, more customization, more personal attention, more hands-on delivery. What you're selling: the same system, premium execution, faster results, more access to you. So the reason I really wanted to cover this too is because I see so many people getting this wrong with like trying to sell multiple things. If you guys look on this document, all 3 of these layers cover the exact same thing. It's not like trying to yo-yo people from one thing to the next to like something else. It's all a part of the same model, the same system, the same process, the same internals of the business. that you're essentially selling. Okay. So it's not like 3 different offers. It's all just little pieces or added bonuses inside of the same model. Okay. So build order, month 1 through 3, clean your middle. Week 1, 2, document everything. Week 3, constraint your target. Week 5 and 6, capture repeat energy. Week 7 to 12, batch and systemize. Month 4 to 6, build backwards. Okay. Now your middle is clean. Package it as a DIY product. Okay. Price point $97, $497. Goal, generate leads, pre-qualified buyers for your offer. Month 7 to 9, build forward. Now that your middle is profitable and your front end is feeding it, add a premium tier. Okay. Price point 3 to 5 times your core offer. So if your core offer is 2K, back end is 6 to 10K. Okay. Goal, monetize your best clients with who want more speed and support. Okay. So I didn't run through these all verbatim, but you'll see kind of like little targets. And again, you didn't have to do this over 9 months if you didn't want to, but the more time that you can spend, dialing in the entire process in the middle of your business and your signature offer, it also creates this pressure of like, let's say I go out and I market my signature program and I make 100 sales, and let's say it's $1,000. There's gonna be this demand in my audience of people that are like, hey, I really want to work with you, but I can't afford $1,000. And then you come out and you launch a $197 self-paced product of your system. Then you're going to have a bunch of people that are like, yes, I want that now because I've literally watched you for the last 6 months sell this product over and over and over again, and I haven't been able to afford it. Now I can learn how to do it for myself. Okay. So that's a little bit of a timeline for you guys on that. The 3-tier model, what this actually looks like. Once all 3 layers are built, front end, low ticket, DIY. And this is like some metrics that we gave them. So DIY course, $297, generate 50 leads a month, 20% it send to core offer. Main core offer, main service / program. There would be timelines on this. 10 new clients per month from front end, profitable, scalable, repeatable. Back end, VIP intensive, 2 to 3 clients per quarter, monetize top 10% who want more. Monthly revenue example, front end, 14K. 50 times 297, middle, $20,000. 10 times 2,000, back end 333, 1 month on average, total $38,183. This is a good representation of how our business looked for a very, very long time. Okay. And you're working less because the middle is dialed. Okay. Like when we systemize this, everything else becomes easier. Not only from like a sales standpoint, but like delivery, everything. Okay. So, common mistakes, don't do these 3. Mistake 1, building all 3 at once. You'll end up building with all 3 half-built offers. Build in order, middle first, always. This is one thing that people, especially clients and people who've been in our worlds for many years, get like completely mistake, because we've launched so many different products over the years. But if you actually zoom out, it's like very focused intent around one thing for pockets of time. It's like, hey, we're going to launch group juice. Okay, well, let's focus on group juice for 90 days. And then it's like, okay, cool. Now group juice is rolling and we're like at 100 customers. Well, what are all the problems that they need? Oh, well, there's not really anything like built for beginners. Let's put together a beginner training on the front. So then we did that. And then it's like, okay, well, then let's put together a back-end offer, right? But it's not like we're trying to build all 3 of these offers at one time. Okay. Right. Build one at a time. And again, the middle offer first, right? That's where you're going to make the most money. And it's going to allow you to start building laterally or horizontally, either or. I don't know. I'm not that smart. Okay. Side by side. That way. Mistake number 2, skipping documentation. You can't scale what you can't explain. Now, this isn't necessarily like a documentation publicly, which you should do that. You should be documenting what you do and how you do things in your content and your marketing. But like, I mean, actual documentation internally for your business. Like, what do you do? How do you do it? What does that process actually look like? Okay. Mistake number 3, serving too many niches. And by niches, I mean trying to fix too many problems for too many people. You need to pick one problem, one pain, one transformation that you provide to somebody. Okay. Mistake number 4, launching front end before your middle works. Like selling. This is the thing I can't stand in the online business building space. It's like, hey, I made $38,000 a month selling a $47 ebook. No, you didn't. You made a couple hundred sales this month with your ebook, and you probably ascended 25% of them into, a $497 program. So like, you have the don't launch your front end offer if you don't have anywhere to send them to. Because unless you have thousands of leads coming into your ecosystem every week, you're not going to be able to produce the cash flow you want with just a low ticket offer. Okay. Mistake number 5, adding a backend when you're already maxed. Okay, so a backend would be more of a high touch program. So if you're already, bottlenecked and stressed and overwhelmed and like strapped for time, then don't add a backend because it's just going to add more workload to your plate. Okay, systemize your business first. I don't know why my screen keeps freezing. Alrighty, so I did give you guys a little bit of a action plan for this week. Audit your middle, pick your starting point, fix one thing this week. Don't try to fix everything at once. Pick the highest impact bottleneck. Okay, repeat next week. Bottom line, everyone wants the sexy stuff. Passive income with a low ticket course, high ticket clients paying 10K per month. But none of that works if the middle of your business is broken. Okay, start in the middle, clean your house first, map your process, constrain your target, document what works. Once that's rolling, you can build backwards into a front end and forward into a back end. Not before. Okay, the middle of your business, the signature offer is your foundation. Okay, build it right and everything else stacks on top. This is a really fun exercise workbook for you guys to leverage around like actually mapping out the moving parts of your business and really start to identifying some own bottlenecks in your brand if you're potentially trying to grow your income. So I will leave this resource doc in the comments below, and you guys have an awesome day, and hopefully you guys put it to use.